Boys playing in the World Cup finals in France. Ian captained Jamaica twice. A cold and blustery afternoon at Boothbury Park. It must seem a million miles from Montego Bay for the two Reggae boys. And here is Rotherham United Scott heading the ball crossfield in her first touch in a Hull City first team shirt for Ian Goodison, and there's one as well for Theodore Whitmore. The two of them involved in the very early stages. Here now is Goodison, captain of Jamaica a year ago, but he's lost possession here to Rotherham United. And it will be a Rotherham throw, and Ronnie Moore says that Rotherham's season really started in the wake of two defeats by Hull City in the Worthington Cup. He gave them such a rocket, and they've really responded well to go top of Division 3. Now Brown trying to thread it into John Eyre. This is Schofield. He too looking for Eyre, who does win it now, and he won it cleanly, and it's in towards Brown, and it's put out for a corner kick. Good defending by Brian Wilsterman. It'll come in from Gareth Williams, the captain of Hull City today, with David Doria only on the bench. First time shot there from Whitmore. Picked up now by Steve Morgan. And a decent looking cross ball here, well held by Follett. That's why Ronnie Moore says he's the best goalkeeper in Division 3. Unfortunately directed there, and it's found a way out to Trevor Berry. And the cutter is towards Fortune West. Scott with an opportunity, wastes it. Well, rather disconcertingly maybe from Hull City's point of view, it was the ball lost by Whitmore in midfield there, which nearly proved so costly. Berry away down the right-hand side. When it was cut back, Fortune West couldn't get a touch on it. It came through to Scott, and unfortunately for Rotherham, he's missed the target. So Hull going nowhere particularly at the moment. Goodison finds his countryman. Greaves. Harper versus Scott here. Whitmore and Goodison, and first shot in Hull City colours for Ian Goodison. Well, he once scored a highly memorable goal for his country. That was against Mexico back in 1996. He's looking for his first goal in English football. 30-yard effort from Ian Goodison, much too high. Better moments these for Hull, who've been on the back foot for much of the game so far. Eyre. On for Williams, who's in an onside position. Well, Hull have only two in the middle. They have three loitering just outside. And they're taking an awful long time to do anything about this. Again, it's Whitmore. Good skill, Theodore Whitmore into the area now. Can he crown it? He'll slip it for his colleague Goodison. Back in! Oh, how close can you go? It's snaked wide of the upright. And the Reggae boys were nearly singing there. Neat skill from Theodore Whitmore in the first place. And it could have gone anywhere. The ball almost trickled into the path of Goodison. And his attempt just got the merest of deflections, and it bobbles wide of the upright. They're the one to pick it up. Brown's calling for it in a forward position. It didn't get through to him. Stabbed to safety. Oh, and Guy Branston there has lashed out very unnecessarily on Brown, and he could be going off. He is. And that's absolutely right. What was he doing? What was Guy Branston thinking of there? Oh, and he's just lost his head completely. And the 20-year-old defender, who is on the 5th game of a loan spell from Leicester City, walked off, still fuming, but that was utter stupidity. Well, they've not conceded a goal in the games he's been playing for Rotherham, but they'll have a test on to preserve that record now. Brown was down on the ground, and Branston just lashed out. And it seemed totally unnecessary, and I'm sure that Ronnie Moore will have a few words with his young defender when he gets back to the dressing room, because that leaves Rotherham with 10 men for a half and a bit. Whitmore, nice short ball for Harper. Schofield entering the fray, tries to play a 1-2 and to get into the area. Taken care of for the moment by Wilstermann, and then Ayre looks to cut one back, corner kick. Well, certainly a little bit of invention added by Whitmore here and Goodison. And they need something clinical on the end of it all. And here is a chance. No, there was a handball there. It's no goal. Brown puts it in the net. There was a handball there. As the ball hung around in the air almost, Greaves came to meet it, Goodison was in two. The handball spotted long before David Brown put it past Pollitt into the Rotherham net. Warne will be one-on-one against Edwards here, and Rotherham have got two other men getting forward, and still Warne goes on. Berry and Ingle now in the middle, and Edwards does really well. He's an impressive young defender, Mike Edwards. Still they have to defend as the ball is launched across towards Fortune West, who acrobatically goes for goal. Well, that's the crispest piece of finishing we've seen in the match. And he wouldn't have known from that Fortune West has gone 5 games without a goal. But the ball knocked across to him there, and he didn't have much time to size up his options. And it's a really good effort from Fortune West, and the best save of the afternoon made by Lee Bracey as a result. Rotherham's fans giving good vocal support for their players. And here's Berry, just checking and turning well and going into the area. Good shot, and palmed out by Bracey. Warne was closing in on him, and that's the first inkling really there of deficiencies in the whole defence. Berry was able to twist and turn well, hits in a hard and low shot, and it really bounces off Lee Bracey's chest. Warne can't get there in time. For the moment, it's a Rotherham free kick. As we drift towards the end of the game, with a Rotherham ball in here for Fortune West, who spun on it, has another go as well. Shout for handball. I think the referee would take the view that the player just couldn't get out of the way. So time running out for these two sides if we're going to get a goal today. But it's a Hull City corner. Driven in high. Williams with the header across, and a fine save by Pollitt from Brown. I thought that David Brown had broken the deadlock there. Well delivered corner. Gareth Williams rising onto it, heads it across, and from inside the 6-yard area, Brown's header perfectly directed, and an excellent stop by Mike Pollitt. Well, it's certainly the closest we've come to a goal. Good corner kick in, and Williams has a good spring on him, gets it well at the back post, and it looked perfect for Brown to get the opening goal, but Mike Pollitt denied him. Now, only been on the field a minute. So, gets a decent ball in. Might yet come Williams on another fine save. Well, that's the best phase of the game, and it's all come in 60 seconds. First time cross in as well, and it eventually came for Gareth Williams, and that's 2 fine saves that Pollitt's made. And it must surely be too late for either side. Hull City's old failings have surfaced again. They just cannot score goals these days. Rotherham United, who played the entire second half with 10 men after the dismissal of Guy Branston, would settle for that final scoreline. At least the Reggie boys have made their mark here at Boothbury Park for the final score: Hull City 0, Rotherham United 0.
It was always going to be our game here at 11, you know, so to actually come here and get Guy sent off, it was disappointing for us. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't really know, you know, whether he did kick the lad or not. But at the end of the day, you know, you couldn't give our lads marks for the way they defended second half, and really probably had 1 or 2 half chances.
Yeah, you're disappointed today though, because that wasn't, you know, one of our better performances, I thought. Effort-wise, the second half, you couldn't have asked for any more, but we just made wrong decisions in possession of the ball.
Is it difficult for somebody who has played in a World Cup finals to come and play at this level in England in the 3rd Division team?
I wouldn't say that, you know. As I said before, you have to just come in and show what you got, you know, and move on from there.
Well, hardly a sensational start for Hull's Reggie boys, but the real talking point of the game emerged later, and it concerned Rotherham's 20-year-old defender Guy Branston. Now, he was so angry after his dismissal at the end of the first half that he stormed straight down the tunnel, and on his way back to the dressing room, he smashed his fist through the referee's door, not realising that it had glass on the inside. Well, he was rushed to hospital with severed tendons in his arm, there's the door, and was kept in overnight.
Silly young lad, you know, he put his arm through the glass window in the referee's room and severed 1 or 2 tendons in his arm, which will probably put him out for a month, which is crazy, you know, because I mean we want Guy Branston at the club. You know, that's the 5th game now and 5 clean sheets, and then the silly boy, frustrated, goes through there and does a thing like that to his arm. But we've got to get on with it now.